Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying your spring. I'm back with some stuff to show here. Got about 10 things here I'll show, and hopefully more on the way. It's raining out this evening, so got a nice atmosphere down here in the music room, just kind of chilling. We start off here with Help Yourself. Help Yourself is a really great discovery of me. Don't know how I overlooked it all these years, but yep, just discovered it and got all three of their albums. This is their second one, and I think it might be my favorite. It's got a real long track called Reaffirmation. Very proggy, very nice, mellow, atmospheric, laid-back Psych. Great atmosphere. Check it out, Reaffirmation. But Alabama Lady, She's My Girl, American Mother, great standout track on this album. Yeah, they just have that kind of quintessential early 70s sound. I think this is from about 1971, 72. Great band, love them. Check them out. They're on United Artists Records. 1972. Yep. I rate this album probably a 8.5. 8.5. Next we have another classic, all-time classic, from the 60s. Wonderful guitar, vocal harmonies, female vocals kind of lead the singing here, but yeah, just a wonderful blend of those lush, upbeat, positive, happy, sunshiny, psychedelic sounds. When I heard this band, fell in love with them instantly. I think side A is probably my favorite. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. The Growing Concern, yeah, on Mainstream. Just a wonderful album. Hopefully you can freeze and read that. Not going to waste too much time here. That album's probably a 9.5. Side B, there's a few songs that are somewhat, I don't know, they just kind of not quite stand up to side A. That's all I'll say, but it's close to a 10. Yeah, Mainstream Records. And next we go to Germany for a band I've liked. They're a symphonic progressive. Really nice sound, keyboard, a piano driven, vocals on there, but they're not bad. They go with the music really nice. They started out more rocking, hard edged, and with Blitzkrieg and Mother Universe. And then in the early 70s to mid 70s, they shifted more into a symphonic sound. A little bit lighter, more orchestral, longer tunes. Yeah, that's the side of them I like the best. They had, the one with the white cover that from 75 that comes after this. But that one, can't think of the title now, and this one here are my favorites. This is Cosmic Century, I think from about 73, 74, somewhere around there. Yeah. And it's on the Cosmic Music label. And this was a really recent discovery of mine. School kids, young teenagers, met as friends. They were in music class together in St. Albans, I think in the UK. And they formed a band in 70. By 72, they One member left and another one came in, 5 members, 3 on keyboards, 1 on guitar, 1 on drums. I don't recall there's any singing. I don't think so. I think this is all instrumental. And it's a kind of an underground. The sound recording wasn't that great. It's a little bit muddled. The highs are missing, but not all the way through on most of the songs. Not too bad for considering how old the recording is. I think there was only originally 100 copies of this pressed, maybe 500. I think it was 100. And it's been reissued on the Shadox label. A fantastic, high quality, heavy stock covers. As hard as wood, almost. Yeah, a German reissue label. They do an excellent job. Check out all their reissues. You won't be disappointed with the quality of their reissues. One of the best. But this is kind of it's a lot of jam sessions, long stretched out improvisations. Great atmosphere. They just do a great atmosphere here with their long stretched out songs. Organ driven. Kind of echoey, murky a little bit. Yeah, great excursions here. I think you'll really dig this album. Very obscure. Glad it was reissued. That cover there reminds me a little of Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights, but I don't think it's his. Not sure. And also kind of reminds me, I think his work was featured on Deep Purple's second album or first album. Yeah. Here's the label. Yeah, in '72 when this was made, they actually recorded it, I think, in their gymnasium. So, yeah, it wasn't that great a sound recording. But, you know, the fact that the sound isn't that great adds something special to the music, if you know what I mean. Next we have from Germany a original release which I'd been looking for for a while. I had the reissue on Virgin. This is the original French Isadora issue by Manuel Goetsching and Ashrah Temple. In '76 he was basically down to a one-man band, just a one-piece, with him and his help from his girlfriend Rosie Mueller. And this is his best. This is his pinnacle from '76, when he changed the name of the group from Ashrah Temple just to Ashrah. But in this, he's kind of in that transition, so it renames it. I think it was Ashrah on the reissue, and here he's just going by his name and the original longer version name. But yeah, real clean copy here. Glad to find this. Almost pristine condition. There he is. Songs. His girlfriend Rosie Mueller. I like the nice photos on the inner sleeve. And the label's just beautiful. Just love the label here. One of the most beautiful graphic art designs of all the labels in my collection. And I love the pastel colors in there. That violet purple and sky blue. Just gorgeous. Fantastic. Recently, well, you know, I've always liked, gotta check here, Randall McClellan. Randall McClellan was into healing music, and he put out a series of really calming, relaxing cassette tape series in the '70s. And before that, he did some more experimental, avant-garde, musique concrète, drone, ambient mix. sounds in '71 is when he recorded them, and they were finally released on LP in '74. And this is one of them here. This is the one that I think is the second one after his first one, which I'll show here coming up in my continued series here. But this is Genesis and Interruptions. Genesis takes up the whole of side A, and reminds me a little bit of early experimental, deep, synthetic Tangerine Dream journeys a la Psych, mixed with some very atmospheric early Mort Garson synthesizer sounds. Very almost eerie. And on side B, Interruptions, he adds a whole bunch of fantastic music concrete sounds in with the music. Just a great concoction. Very unusual and unique listening experience for your ears here. I highly recommend this if you can find it. Very rare. This was released on Opus 1 Records, and they are known for their fluorescent ink used in the covers. When you shine a black light on here in the dark, the colors hidden reveal other hidden colors and designs, and the text, it just glows really wild. So I've only got 2 on the very obscure Opus 1. I'm trying to find a few others, but more Randall McClellan's here are standouts for me. Yeah, really love them. Hopefully you can freeze and read that. Yeah, very interesting how these were recorded live, and in the middle of the recording of this one, I think, you know, on the track Interruptions, he was having problems with his equipment or something, and they had to take a break, and the audience erupted in laughter when when it happened. They thought it was part of the Interruptions, but yeah. Anyway, this is the label. This came in 2 different label designs. One was kind of a purple, and this is the pink and orange. Yeah, highly recommend that. And oh, here's a beautiful one, man. Oh, if you want to just float and drift into dreamland, this is just sublime. Kind of a treated piano that has an incredible extended, just an echo, a very spacious, open feel, like Brian Eno gives some of his treated piano, with that just the tune, the notes, just, you know, I don't know, it just has a expansive feel to it. Let's just put it that way. This is Jordan DeLacy Era's Gymnosphere, Song of the Rose, music for the well-tuned piano. 1 song per side. Just absolutely gorgeous. I like both sides. The song on side A, I think they're just piece 1 and piece 2. I don't think they have any titles. This is the single LP release, and then he did another one with 2 more songs in a 2-record set with a gatefold. So hopefully I can get that one and see what the other 2 tracks are like. If they're anything like these 2, man. But they're real long running. The first one is a little bit melancholy, has a yearning sound, but it's just beautiful. And not much happens. It just kind of repeats at different intervals and different touches and different treatments to the basic theme that runs throughout. But he handles it with great restraint and a little bit of a variety in there for just one long extended track. But I love the way you don't get tired of it. Fantastic. Highly recommended. 10. And interruptions and Genesis. Oh, the interruptions part of that Randall McClellan is a little bit darker. Yeah, almost something you might expect from Mort Garson's Ataraxia, and kind of reminded me a little bit of the synthesized Ruth White, that creepy Halloween type of atmosphere, along with the background Louis and Bebe Baron that Louise Huebner did. Yeah, kind of creepy with that musique concrète. And here's the kind of a customized, normally the Rare Unity label, now defunct, has their little spiral logo on there, but for this one he put his own artwork on there. But the color, the gold, bronze, copper, is the same as the regular Unity labels. Here's a classic from Germany, Caterpillar Changes, their second album. I might like this one a little better. It varies depending on my mood, seasonal, you know. But both of their releases, their debut and this one, are fantastic. Highly recommended. Yeah, it's got a die-cut cover. You open the page there, and yeah, really nice. I'm leaving it in the shrink though. Kind of a textured cover under there. Yeah. The lead singer, Anna Meek, I think, possibly, if I'm thinking correctly. Her vocals lead most of the songs. They kind of come in, fade out, then there's instrumental, then they come in, fade out. So it's not dominating the whole pieces, which are long, stretched out, great psychedelic atmosphere, wah-wah guitar, moody. Yeah, nice. 4 long tracks here. Highly recommended. That's the reissue on the A Karma label. Highly recommended. 9 or a 10 on that one. Here's another classic. This is actually an Australia press. Mythos from Australia for this pressing. And I like the Neutron Star label, which I'll show here shortly. Yeah, this isn't the gatefold like the German, but it's got a great label design. See how they misspelled Mythoet, Mythiot. Yeah, that's Mythoet. But all 3 songs are great. Nice atmosphere. Yeah, very psychedelic electronics here, heavy keyboard. Stephen Kasky creates a really cool sound on here. This is from '71 and probably my favorite of all the ones he did. And next we have Blue Mountain Eagle. I love them. Just discovered this was a blind buy. Had to check it out in the record bins, and man, is it excellent. Kind of a lighter psych pop with some good rockin' tunes on there. Very melodic, well-written music, great vocal harmonies, great guitar work. Just an excellent rocker here. Good jams. I rate this probably about a 9. Yeah, way up there. Love Is Here, big standout for me. Let's see what else. Loveless Lives was a big standout, although all the songs are great. And let's see what else. See, on side 2, Promise of Love, Winding Your String, I think were my favorite tracks on side 2. Yeah, they almost feel progressive at times, kind of like a proto-prog. But yeah, just great atmosphere, great mood, that quintessential classic early 70s sound. Some of the songs almost sound like they could be from as late as 75, a little bit ahead of their time in sound for my ears. 74, 75 perhaps. Yep, on the yellow Atco. High recommend there. From Germany here, a classic, Fantasy, Paint a Picture. This is another classic, high recommend from 73. Paint a Picture and Circus is a standout, although all are great. Icy River's a nice one that I remember. But yeah, all of them are just wonderful. I recommend there, probably a 9.5 for my taste. Nice reissue on the Polydor label on Second Battle. And we end it with a really classic. Oh man, I will put up here. I wanted to read, because I mean, this was a short write-up on the band. Yeah, I'll just read it here. I can't recommend this record enough. This is awesome. Air. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it says Forgotten Treasure, Air. Self-titled, 1971 on Embryo Records. After doing an amazing job with releases by Leon Ware, Ned Dehenny, and Letta Mabulu, among others, London's Be With Records, and this is the original. Be With has just reissued it. Be With Records are adding an important piece to their impressive catalog this summer. Long Island's Air, only album, is a soulful jazz rock masterpiece that deserves to shine after being held by those lucky enough to find the original copies on Embryo as one of the great long-lost records of the early 70s. Selectors such as Jeremy Underground, Honey, and Floating Points all have praised this Herbie Mann-produced Pop Goes Jazz fusion statement as a highlight in their collection. Not to be confused with the French duo Air, this group featured the amazing talent of Gugi Coppola on vocals. You can hear it maybe lightly in the background. And an impressive cast of musicians who collaborated with Flora Purim and Ray Barretto. Whether it's the funky groove of Mr. Mann or the lighter touches of Jail Cell, the expressive voice of Gugi blends itself in a unique way with this great songwriting and a strong musical knowledge at work here. The beauty of the song like Sister Bessie is simply unbelievable and brings to mind some of Roberta Flack's most memorable moments. And you know, when I first heard this, I was reminded of the early fantastic sound of Laura Nyro and her backing orchestral musicians. Has that same sound to my ears. I feel like I'm back in that era of that sound of Laura Nyro with this one. There's a sense of abandon that absolutely recalls its era. Nevertheless, Air is a jazz band that comes across with a wide range of styles, blending folk, soul, funk, and progressive rock in a very unique way that makes this album a standout on its own. You tend to hear influences from Billie Holiday to Marvin Gaye, Carole King, or even Herbie Hancock, yet this music sounds like nothing else. Frequently quite impressive, this is the compelling listen that needs to be heard by a larger audience. Once again, Be With prove they are among the top reissue labels at the moment, with a genuine sense of detail in every aspect of their work. It is worth mentioning, earlier this year, Favorite Recordings also put out an official reissue of Googie and Tom Coppola Christian music album, Shine the Light of Love, that's also worth your time and money. So, there you have it. That kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to hear on this record. Yeah, this was sealed when I found it, so it was never played. Very happy to find this sealed. Yeah, they're producing a nice positive vibe there. Great sound. Love it. Nice gatefold cover. And I've always loved the embryo label for its design. So there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed. Talk to you later. Take care.